I never thought I'd be the guy who had to file an assault report against a neighbor, but here we are. My autistic son, Mason, got slapped by the head of the neighborhood association, and then she had the nerve to try and flip the script, painting us as the problem. All because I told her the HOA needed to be shut down. Let's rewind. When we first moved to the neighborhood, everything looked too perfect. You know the type. Manicured lawns cut with obsessive precision, homes painted varying shades of beige, and mailboxes lined up like army recruits. At the time, I wasn't looking for red flags, I was looking for quiet. After years of working federal field investigations, I had taken a desk role so I could be there for Mason. He was 11 on the autism spectrum and lit up for anything involving dinosaurs, rockets, and planetary systems. We met her Janet Calloway on day 2. She appeared on our porch in a blinding white tennis outfit, clipboard in hand, and a smile so sharp it felt rehearsed. Janet Calloway, she said brightly, president of the Meadowbrook HOA. Just stopping by to say welcome. Mason peeked from behind my leg, clutching his stuffed pterodactyl. Janet looked down, blinked once, and didn't even acknowledge him. We really value order here, she said, scanning our recycling bin with disdain. Routine. Peace. Quiet. I smiled politely. Sounds good. 3 days later, we got our first violation. Sidewalk obstruction. Mason had drawn a galaxy with chalk on the pavement in front of our house planets. Stars. Even a smiley Pluto giving a thumbs up. Apparently, Pluto's approval destabilized the community. We washed it off, but not before Mason looked up and asked, "Was it wrong? Should I have drawn flowers?" "You didn't do anything wrong," I told him. "You made something beautiful. Janet just doesn't understand space." After that, the violations kept coming. Our grass was too long by half an inch. The garbage bin was visible for 12 minutes. I once forgot to turn off the garage light and got cited for light pollution. Meanwhile, our neighbors left their trash cans out for days, parked across sidewalks, and no one batted an eye. It was clear. Janet didn't want us there, or more specifically, she didn't want Mason. Still, I let it slide, until she destroyed his bird feeder. Mason had built it himself, shaped like a rocket, glitter paint, and LED lights and everything. We placed it proudly in our front yard. 48 hours later, it was smashed. Not fallen. Not weather damaged. Smashed. Later that night, I heard one of the neighbor kids whispering, "Miss Janet broke it." Said it was junk art. The next morning, Janet strolled over while I loaded groceries. "Just so you know," she said, "chalk can stain concrete. And that birdhouse?" Visually jarring. I turned. "Which neighbor complained?" She gave me that smile again. "I'm not at liberty to say." "Let me guess," I said. "You took a vote and you were the only voter." She chuckled. "Children like yours can be overstimulating." "To who?" "You. To the community." Mason stepped into the garage behind me. Janet's smile tightened. "He's quite energetic, isn't he?" "He's a kid," I said. "They tend to be. Not all kids." She walked off. Mason asked that night, "Why doesn't she like me?" I didn't have a good answer. We tried to stay under the radar. Waved politely. Mowed the lawn obsessively. Kept the trash bins hidden. But then I caught Janet watching Mason draw again, and not with annoyance offense. She wasn't just annoyed by chalk or lights or bins. She was offended by Mason's joy. Her next move? A dented mailbox, likely from a delivery driver, and she treated it like a criminal case. A formal notice arrived, sealed and hand-delivered. Visible damage must be addressed within 48 hours per Section 4.7 of the Exterior Uniformity Guidelines. I laughed. Mason didn't. He looked up at me and asked, "Are we in trouble again?" That's when I realized how much she was getting to him. He started hiding his drawings. Asked if he had to wear shoes on the porch, hated shoes. Said they felt like sandpaper. But he was willing to endure it just to avoid her. Then her son Chase started showing up. Older than Mason by a year and smug in a way only middle schoolers can be. He rode his scooter right onto our driveway, spit sunflower seeds on Mason's chalk art, and said things like, "You gonna cry, space boy?" Mason stopped drawing. Hid his chalk in the back of a kitchen drawer. I walked over to Janet's house and tried to be civil. "Your son's been bothering mine. Just want to clear the air." "Boys tease," she said. "It builds character." "Mason's autistic." "Then maybe he should be homeschooled." My fists clenched. If your kid rides that scooter into my driveway again, I'm calling the police. You threatening me? No. I'm warning you. She closed the door in my face. The next week? For violation notices. 1 for porch clutter, Mason's cardboard Mars rover. 1 for unauthorized lighting, his feeder's LEDs. 1 for unsupervised minor in front yard, complete with a photo she took from across the street. That's when I went full dad meets intelligence officer. I started a file, documented everything. Ring cam footage, HOA policies, every violation. I wasn't just preparing a defense. I was building a case. Then the school called. Mason had been involved in a confrontation. Chase had shoved him in the lunch line. Mason spilled juice. He apologized. Chase didn't. Janet arrived at the school before I did and tried to frame it as an attack. When I got there, she was already trying to spin it. Your son doesn't thrive in group environments, she said. Some kids need padded rooms? I asked. Or fenced yards with HOA signs? The principal cleared her throat. I'm building a record, I said. So far it includes harassment, stalking, and discrimination. Janet laughed. You're dramatic. For a guy with a recycling violation. The school offered mutual behavior agreements. I refused. Then came the gala. Janet's crown jewel. HOA Pride Night. Speeches, awards, catered shrimp, and self-congratulation. This year's theme, building a legacy. I brought Mason. You sure? I asked. I want to see her face. We arrived dressed sharp. Mason wore his NASA hoodie and carried his new sketchbook. When Janet took the mic, her speech used control. We've built a community of excellence, she said. Order keeps us safe. I stood up. Sorry to interrupt. Got a few notes of my own. I walked up, placed a folder on the podium, and began. This is a record of every violation issued during Janet Calloway's presidency. Over 60% targeted 8 families. Many lost their homes. Gasps. Shuffling chairs. This is a list of properties her husband's LLC purchased foreclosed homes conveniently after repeat HOA fines. This is slander, she snapped. It's documentation. One by one, neighbors stood. MS. Delaney. Ron. Parents. Veterans. Everyone had a story. She fined my daughter's lemonade stand. She made us remove our flagpole. She cited our wind chimes. Then came the reporter camera crew behind her. Mrs. Calloway, she said, can you confirm the link between your husband's real estate purchases and the HOA's enforcement patterns? Janet went pale. She tried to leave, but a zoning officer blocked her. We need to talk. Within 48 hours, the board dissolved. Fines reversed. Janet's name wiped from everything. She left overnight. No goodbyes. No porch sale. Just silence and a for sale sign. A week later, Mason was outside again. Drawing not a rocket this time. A house. Bright colors. Open windows. Stars. She can't stop me anymore, he said. Nope, I told him. Not her. Not anyone. Can I use glitter chalk? Go wild. And he did. Fear built her kingdom. But truth? Truth brought it down.